Warning: sensitive content.
Poor things, poor people, they wanted to flee because they know the war in Ukraine is immoral. It's full of atrocity and there's no reason at all to have a war there.
Yes. Why is Putin doing that? It seems he's not stopping, just continuing.
Yeah, I also asked like that. I also asked heaven why.
Oh.
And then they told me he's not human, that's why.
Wow.
He's a demon.
Ah.
Even if it looks like his body or maybe one of his double or maybe they took up his body, it's a demon inside him, it's not him.
Wow.
Well, you don't have to believe me. I mean, you can look at what he's doing and you know what heaven told me is true.
Yes, that's right.
Cannot be human anyway.
No, not human at all, right.
Going and just killing innocent neighbor citizens like that. And now he's going to kill more of his citizens by drafting these innocent, untrained, helpless, forced men into his army to go in there to die. Right now, almost 60,000 Russians already die in Ukraine.
Wow. Oh, wow.
But because humans created so much blood karma, so now it's all demons' work. There are hundreds of thousands of bad demons everywhere to kill humans using different methods.
Wow.
These police people call themselves morality police, but they don't have morals.
Yes.
They cannot be let off the hook like that because this will make a bad reputation for the whole of Iran.
Yes.
And people will be afraid to do business there or to go there. I would be afraid. I'm afraid to go there, truly. Now even just a scarf can kill you. Oh my goodness. What kind of morality police is that? They truly are sadistic or they abuse their privilege and their position's power.
Yes,
I understand, Master.
She's just a little girl, just a young girl.
Please continue watching to find out more. On Thursday, September 29th, 2022, our most beloved Supreme Master Ching Hai kindly set aside time from her intensive meditation retreat to call Supreme Master Television team members and check on their welfare and comfort. During the conversation, the team reported to Master some recent disturbing news coming from Russia as well as Iran, and asked for her thoughts and wisdom on the significance of the events.
Russia is calling up new conscripts because they're planning on more than 300,000 new draft notices to be issued because they are actually losing in Ukraine. They call it 100% mobilization. But many are actually queuing up at the borders surrounding Russia and leaving the country because they don't want to fight and die in this war in Ukraine. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, I know that. I read them also. And poor things, poor people, they wanted to flee because they know the war in Ukraine is immoral. It's full of atrocity and there's no reason at all to have a war there.
Yes.
They all know that. They also protested a lot, many times, but Russian authorities keep imprisoning them, sometimes thousands at one time, everywhere.
Yes.
And now that they know there's no other way, they run away. I read that some say, I'm not going to die for Putin, or I'm not going to be cannon fodder, Putin wants to make meat out of me,
Wow.
or something like that.
Yes.
Many Russians want no part of this war. Human rights groups say around 1,200 protesters have been arrested and given draft cards. I'm not going to die for Putin, this protester said. Many Russians are trying to dodge the draft. Failure to report is a crime.
10,000 Russians have crossed a day here since Putin's mobilization decree almost a week ago. Some fleeing call-up papers they've already been sent, like Nick, on the run now to avoid fighting in Ukraine.
I want to leave Russia because I'm an engineer and scientist, and my government wants to make meat from me.
I don't want to kill people, and I don't want to be killed. I don't need this war. I don't support Putin.
It's useless, and poor people, they don't want to fight. It's bad for them because they have not been trained even.
Yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And just jumping in like that, wearing the clothes and taking up the gun which they don't know how to use.
Right.
And their children are crying. I saw some clip that child was crying, "Daddy, Daddy, don't go, don't go. Oh, come back." Oh man, it's heartbreaking when I saw all that. It's terrible, terrible.
Yes, it is.
Russia's newest recruits say goodbye to their families without knowing if they will return home alive. "Daddy, goodbye. Please come back," this child cries. Across the country, men are loaded onto buses and planes. This long line of fresh conscripts in Kurba in Russia's Far East. Just some of the 300,000 people Vladimir Putin wants to fight his war sent on their way. And while some are fighting, others are fleeing. Thousands on the road trying to get over the border into Georgia, Kazakhstan and Finland.
Why is Putin doing that? It seems he's not stopping, just continuing.
Yeah, I also asked like that. I also asked heaven why.
Oh.
Then they told me he's not human. That's why.
Wow.
He's a demon. Even if it looks like his body, or maybe one of his double, or maybe they took up his body, it's a demon inside him. It's not him.
Whoa.
Well, you don't have to believe me. I mean, you can look at what he's doing, and you know what heaven told me is true.
Yes, that's right.
What kind of human would do this to begin with, since hundreds of days ago already?
Yes, exactly.
What kind of human would have done such things?
No normal human.
Yeah, it cannot be human anyway.
No, not human at all, right.
Going and just killing innocent neighbor citizens like that. And now he's going to kill more of his citizens by drafting these innocent, untrained, helpless, forced men into his army to go in there to die. Right now, almost 60,000 Russians already die in Ukraine.
Wow.
Wow.
And how many armies, commanders, leaders, and generals have died already.
Right.
And recently, his top commander of the army also died in the war.
Yes.
Even those commanders and generals, they are well trained, they are seasoned soldiers, but they are dying to no end like that. They keep dying.
Yes.
Yes.
Not to talk about these new conscripts who are not trained. Poor things. No wonder they keep fleeing to different countries. But right now, I read that Russia even made a draft office at the border.
Yes.
Because all the men are fleeing to the border, and it's miles long. It's a traffic jam there.
Yeah, that's right.
Too many cars. And Putin went hiding somewhere in some special palace and let all this happen.
That's right. Oh, gosh.
So, you know, he's not human.
No.
No human would have ever done that. The thing is, I keep praying, but heaven told me that humans are so bad. They had to pay. So that's why all these demons and devils and whatever is non-human and bad for the world are coming up in all the powerful seats in order to destroy humans.
Oh, dear.
You can see that so obviously. No need for me to say anything, and it's so sad, so sad, so sad.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell anybody to listen to me. I don't know if anybody ever listens. On Supreme Master Television, I told anything, everything already. But even then, people are so blind, so deaf, and so poisoned, and they don't even listen. They did not understand what I said. Either don't want to or don't listen. Some people even say, oh, never mind, if you catch COVID one time, you will never catch it again. My God. So that person never listens to Any news? Not to talk about Supreme Master Television, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Millions of people died just from the first time in the beginning of COVID. You know that, right?
Yes, Master.
And even now, long-term COVID is something to worry about.
Yes, it is.
And one of the persons had COVID and transmitted it to one of the disciples. And now she has heart problems.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to tell her, go and find this doctor, that doctor.
Oh.
She thought, oh, it's just a heart. My God, I say, it's a heart. It's not just a heart. She say, oh, because it's COVID, it will get better, and then the heart will get better. I say, no, you must go see the doctor now. She's a specialist. See 2, 3 doctors, second opinion, third opinion, until you get normal again. You can't just sit there doing nothing. You see, even just a disciple like that, I have to take care.
Oh.
So please, anyone who listens to me, please listen. I truly love you guys, and I want you to be healthy and happy. And I want this world to be a compassionate world, a normal world, not even compassionate. In a normal world, people don't even know the word compassion because there's no need for that word. No need to act compassionately because that's a normal way of life. Like it was in Eden before the snake came along and seduced Eve to eat the apple. And then Eve seduced Adam to eat the apple. That made everything chaotic and confusing and became worse. See that?
Right, yes, Master.
Anything else?
Yes, we have more news. The Kremlin is holding a sham vote to take over the occupied regions of Ukraine. It began on September 23rd. Armed officials are going door to door collecting votes. And they now say all residents in the 4 occupied regions voted to join Russia.
The Kremlin says it will annex 4 Ukrainian regions on Friday after what Ukraine and the West say were sham referendums. Russia will claim control of Donetsk and Lugansk and parts of Zaporizhia and Kherson. The areas are home to up to 4 million people in total and make up around 15% of Ukraine's territory. Ukraine and much of the international community say the votes were illegal and not free or fair, and already say they won't accept any kind of annexation from Russia.
There's a number of people who have to put something like that agreement mark on the ballot. And why? Because a man comes to every house with a rifle and asks them to vote. What should people do when an armed person comes to their home? They're forced to sign the ballot.
A video from Mariupol, shared by the Ukrainian city government in exile, shows armed soldiers following election workers into residential buildings.
Of course. What a shame. Don't they know any shame? But of course not. Putin is not human. Whatever that Putin can be nowadays.
Yes.
He's not human anyway. He's there to destroy humanity as much as he can. He's there to kill his citizens and to kill the Ukrainians. You saw that very clearly. Even children can see it.
Yes.
I saw that also, all these shameful things. But because humans created so much blood karma, so now it's all demons' work. There are hundreds of thousands of bad demons everywhere to kill humans using different methods.
Wow.
Even monkeypox, before there was nothing, we never heard about it. And now many tens of thousands of people already got it. And 26 died. You saw it on our Supreme Master TV, huh?
Yes, Master.
For example, like that. And many other diseases, many new bugs, new insects, new viruses, and all kinds of things that people don't even know about. And there was one man, he was just taking some antidepressant medicine, and his skin turned greenish blue.
Wow.
They just saw the hand, for example. His face, his skin turned greenish brown.
Wow.
People take antidepressants everywhere in the world. People have taken them already many times. Many people, and nothing happened.
Yes.
Now everything just happens out of nowhere. And humans still don't learn, don't stop being violent or indirectly violent, killing all the innocent animals, people, and eating them, and get sick, get bad karma, get war, get pandemics, epidemics, and all kinds of things like that. Also, all this Ukrainian war happened thanks to NATO refusing Ukraine membership, and thanks to whomever supported that decision from NATO obstructing Ukraine getting into NATO.
Right.
So now NATO has an excuse not to go in there and fight and have Ukraine.
Yes, Master.
But the Ukrainians, they're truly brave, truly good. All that, and they still taking back thousands of square kilometers of the occupied land from Russia.
Yes.
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 Even though they sacrifice so much, but they still continue doing it. And so, for the new draft, they just draft anybody, even an old man. An old man with whatever disease on the internet. Something like that, even. An old man drafted.
Wow.
And now if people flee across the border, they install some office there to catch them, to draft them right there at the border.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
But this will only be killing the Russians more.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
The Kremlin, or this devil, so-called Putin, is really pushing his citizens out to die, putting them in harm's way, in death's way.
Yes, Master.
There are people trying to flee the country, and even those who are successfully forced into the military service will be poorly motivated, very little training, and they don't have the equipment to give to them. So they're just going to be cannon fodder thrown into this conflict, which is, again, why they want to leave the country rather than be put in that situation.
As if before the draft, not enough soldiers had died or suffered or been wounded.
Yes, Master.
As if he has not made enough widows already of his own young woman citizens, young and old alike.
Yes, Master. There's bad news. In Iran, a woman died after being beaten by the police over the hijab law. She failed to meet the strict hijab rules on women's dress. And she was violently arrested by the police and died.
Yeah, I know that. It's very sad. I've been sad in tears after that. Such a bad news. You know, the government of Iran has to do something. Otherwise, this incident will cause more people death. Right now, maybe 17 people die already. The woman went out to protest. 17 people died already because of protesting, because of maybe scuffle with the police or something. But there will be more deaths if the government doesn't set the record right.
At least 17 people have been killed in Iran as unrest flares across the country over the death of a Kurdish woman while in police custody. While the official death toll is at 17, which includes 5 security personnel, a rights group says it has counted at least 31 civilian deaths.
Anti-Iranian government protests are spreading across the world following the death of a 22-year-old woman in police custody earlier this month. Activists say Iranian forces have killed at least 76 protesters during several days of unrest. In the nation, hundreds have been arrested.
These police people call themselves morality police, but they don't have morals.
Yes.
They cannot be let off the hook like that, because this will make a bad reputation for the whole of Iran.
Yes. Yes.
And people will be afraid to do business there or to go there. I would be afraid. I'm afraid to go there, truly. Some time ago, I was in one of the Arab countries, but I wasn't afraid because in that country, some people or the tourists don't wear any hijab, the scarf, over the head, yes?
Yes.
I saw many people didn't wear it, and they also wore anything they wanted near the beach. They also wore bikini or shorts or something like that. Not inside the restaurant, of course, but on the beach they can, and on the street they just wear, normal, and they don't wear a scarf, But I did wear the scarf, and I worry that I didn't wear it correctly. The reason I wore the scarf, the hijab, was because I wanted to show respect for that country's custom.
Yes, understand, Master.
Even if I like it or not like it, I wear it because I'm in their country, okay? Yes. I just happened to pass by that country, and then I just felt like I should stay a little while there.
Yes, Master.
Because the people are very nice. They do their job properly everywhere, and you feel love from them. You don't have the feeling like, okay, I'm Asian, I'm not their countryman. No, I did not feel like that. They made me feel very loved, very welcome. Yeah, very, very welcome. So I wanted to stay there for a little while. And then I wore the hijab, the way they wear it. But I was worried I didn't wear it well because I never wore it, really. One time I passed by Dubai before. I just covered my head and held the scarf with my hand. And they even praised me. You are a very virtuous girl. So when I went to that country, one of the Arab countries, I wore the scarf, but I wasn't sure if it was correct. So in the bathroom, I asked one of the native ladies, I said, please, can you teach me how to wear it correctly? Because I look at your scarf, it's always standing correctly, and mine is always falling down. I thought I did it correctly, but it's not true. There's a trick you have to learn. And it's so easy, but then if you don't know it, you don't know.
I understand.
You don't even have to knot it together. You just have to tuck it under the other side. And it will be done. And then I just wore it correctly like that. Luckily, if I was in Iran, for example, and I did wear the way I did before I asked the native to teach me, then I probably would be in a prison by now. Or dead, beaten to death because I'm not moral. Who knows? Just to wear a scarf a little, maybe differently or not correctly, or maybe it slides off by the wind or something. Or maybe you are in love and then you just couldn't hold it together, and then you'll be in prison and then die like that. Who would not be scared, huh?
Right. Yes,
Right, Master.
So a lot of women in Iran went out and protested, and nobody can blame them. They even cut their hair and burned the hijab just to show their frustration, anger, and grief for their countrywoman.
Yes, Master.
Imagine that. How immoral can it be if she wore it wrongly? Just a little bit different. Maybe the wind blow it, or maybe she wasn't well at that time, or maybe she was in love and too happy to think. Many reasons can make people do things wrong.
That's right.
And she's not killing anybody by doing that.
No.
She's not deliberately trying to provoke the police or trying to disregard the customs. I'm sure she wasn't doing that. She was very young, right? Very young.
She is 22 years old.
Only 22 years old, my God. When I was 22, I couldn't think that much. Not as quick and smart like the 22-year-old people nowadays. I remember I didn't know myself anything. I was so simple, very naive, very simple. Luckily, I was not in Iran. My God, I wanted to go to Iran some time ago. I thought, oh, so much history, so much reverence, so many Sufis masters and many Muslim masters.
Yes.
And the Prophet Muhammad was there, peace be upon him. I thought maybe one day, if I could afford it, I would go there for a pilgrimage to pay respect. That's what I thought.
Yes, Master.
And now I don't dare. I won't dare to go. I won't. I don't want to leave you orphan so quickly. Who knows? Who knows? My God, if the police are allowed to arrest a young girl and put her in prison and do something that made her die like that, because her family says she never had heart problems before.
Yes.
So this is new. They say that she had a heart attack and she died from it. But her family deny it and wants an investigation.
Yes.
Protests have broken out in several parts of Iran over the death of a young woman in the custody of the morality police. On Tuesday, Iran's morality police arrested 22-year-old Mahsa Amini. Her crime was not wearing a headscarf. According to witnesses, she was beaten up inside a police van and they then took her away to a detention center. She then collapsed while in detention. And after spending 3 days in coma, Amini passed away in the hospital. Iranian authorities have rejected all claims of torture, saying that she fell ill while waiting for other women. But her parents say otherwise. They say their daughter was perfectly healthy and did not suffer from any chronic medical conditions. Her death has now sparked protests across the West Asian nation. Hundreds of protesters gathered out around the University of Tehran, shouting, "Woman, life, freedom." Some women have filmed themselves cutting their hair, while others took off their hijab and burnt them in videos. The public backlash was so intense that President Raisi has ordered a probe into her death. Filmmakers, artists, athletes, political and religious figures have taken to social media expressing their anger against the morality police.
And of course, they would be grief-stricken by now. Who can blame them? And I just hope that the police don't grab them and put them also in prison because of going against the police.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
I'm scared for them also. My God, or sometimes when you're shopping or somewhere and then you're too busy and maybe your scarf falls down because of wind or something, or you're busy and then you just tuck it back quickly without thinking.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
I'm sure nobody was deliberately wearing the scarf the wrong way.
Right.
Especially that girl. What for would she do that?
Yes, indeed.
For what reason would she do that? If she already has a hijab on her, why would she not do it? Just to provoke whom? To provoke the police? What kind of immoral thing did she do? Nothing. She would harm nobody by doing that. Even if she did that deliberately, would she harm anybody by that?
No, Master.
No. The moral police, if they're truly moral, would just go to her and remind her, "Oh, your scarf is not done properly. Please do it." That's all, right?
Yes, right, Master.
Yeah, it doesn't cost them anything. It's just a few seconds.
Yes.
She's a young girl. My God, she's like their daughter. How can they not protect the girl like their daughter and an innocent citizen? Instead, harm her and throw her in prison. Even if the police did not beat her or do anything, but if they go into her cell, and looking at her, that would scare her to death already, because she wouldn't know what she did wrong.
Right. Yes, Master.
Just a little thing like that. And they throw her in prison.
Yes.
Even if sometimes you drive in the wrong street, the police in other countries, they will stop you and give you a fine. That's it.
Yes.
That is much more harmful. And if you drink and drive, and if the police catch you and you breathe alcohol, then they would give you a fine.
Yes, Master.
But at least that's more harmful. And even if they are jailed, this is more harmful than just wearing the scarf wrongly.
That's right.
A little wrongly only. Not properly, that's what I say. My goodness. This is a scary world, I told you.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Everybody has nuclear weapons and threatens here, threatens there, everywhere. And even just to wear a scarf, you can die.
Gosh. Terrible.
That's terrible.
Yes, Master. Very terrible.
My goodness. I don't know why. Do you really have to wear a scarf? Because that doesn't hide anything. Your eyes are still there, sparkling. Your nose is prominent. Your mouth is still there. You still can smile. You still can charm others with your eyes, mouth, and by smiling. So what's the use of wearing the scarf? Fine. It is a custom. We respect it. Even I respect it when I'm in an Arab country.
Yes, Master.
But nowadays, sometimes I worry about the woman who wears the scarf. When I wear the hijab, I sometimes feel uncomfortable. If I talk on the phone, sometimes it scratches a little bit on the cloth and it goes cut, and I don't hear very well. I worry about the ladies who wear the scarf sometimes because, like the doctors, for example, if they can hear your heart correctly,
Yes, Master.
they have to listen to the heart of the patient with the stethoscope. I wonder if they hear it correctly, well enough, like 100%.
Yes, Master.
And also sometimes when they go outside on the street, they have to cover the neck and everything up to the chin, and it's quite hot.
Yes.
But it's okay. It's not a bad thing if you don't wear a scarf. I told you already it was for religious reasons, because in one of the meditation practices, we have to cover ourselves if we are in the public or if we think somebody is watching.
Yes, Master. That's right.
So we have this Guanyin cloth for the woman, and for the men also.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
In many religions, women wear scarves either just on the neck like the normal, or make it into just a decoration, thinner and narrower. They just wear it on the tunic dress, or Punjab dress is like a decoration. And some religious men just wear half of the hat on their head.
Yes.
And some just wear it like a turban. This all comes from the old times when they were meditating. You see, on that practice that you know.
Yes, Master.
Oh, my God. What a word. What a word. What a word. That's all I can say. And it's so dangerous. I told you many times when I look at people advertising meat on the walls, and I'm driving with a driver along the street, I feel I'm shuddering, I say, oh, what a dangerous world to live in. And many other times about the war and the nuclear weapons and all that. Oh, so dangerous. Now even just a scarf can kill you. Oh, my goodness. What kind of morality police is that? They truly are sadistic, or they abuse their privilege and their position's power.
Yes, Master. Master.
She's just a little girl, just a young girl, and all they have to do is to tell her, even sternly or even scold her, you wear your scarf now, correctly. That's it.
Yes, Master.
Exactly.
Or even the worst, they could fine her some money.
Right.
But not throw her in jail just for wearing the scarf not correctly, not 100% correct. This is terrible. This is cruelty. This is an atrocity. This is brutal. This is inhumane. It's illegal, and it's not police.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Not to talk about morality police. What a name, what a shame. They are doing exactly the opposite of their title.
Yes.
Morality police, my foot. They should be ashamed of themselves. They should resign. And if the government of Iran is not doing anything, that is going to be bigger and bigger and make more trouble and more people will die. What for? Huh? What for? So easy to take care of that.
Yes, Master. Yes.
Just fix these police and the people will calm down.
Yes, indeed.
And promise that they will investigate the case correctly and 100% to see what's wrong. People will calm down.
Yes, Master.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm telling you, I can never cry enough in this world. Oh, dear God, sometimes I just don't want to live in this world anymore. Oh, and feel like I'm helpless and useless here. So frustrating. Oh, every day I tell heaven, do something. I tell God, do something. Please change the humans' minds. Change their will. Don't let them misuse their will. Change them, enlighten them, uplift them so that they understand what's right from wrong. I don't know until when. They still want to eliminate all the bad people, but sometimes it's not possible just to separate them from good people because we live together.
Yes, Master. Yes, Master.
Oh, never mind. I cannot talk enough about it. Like one family, they live together all the time. How are they going to kill that one bad person and not affect the whole family? Even if the whole family doesn't die with them, with him or her, there will be a heartache.
Yes, Master.
So sad already. My God. Any leaders, not just Putin, are well protected.
Yes, Master.
Well protected by a whole lot of armies and a whole lot of security men, bodyguards and whatnot, and bulletproof, bomb-proof cars, private jets, and Air Force 1, 2, 3, whatever special.
Yes, Master.
So nothing will happen to them. Rarely anything at all will happen to them. Only the poor citizens die. Only the citizens suffer. The economy collapses and inflation or trouble, no food heater in winter and no food in summer.
Yes, Master.
That's why they just sit there on the sofa and point fingers, do this, do that. And whoever dare oppose them will go to prison or be killed or be murdered or die mysteriously, etc. You know that already.
Yes.
Many of Putin's allies, if they utter something against the war or not even against, will say, how about if we stop or whatever, then they die. They will die mysteriously.
Yes.
And the government will say, oh, this man committed suicide or just fell down from the 15th floor like that by himself or just suffocated because of sickness or whatever, or whatever, yeah?
Yes.
So far this year, 14 Russian or Russian-connected businessmen have died in suspicious circumstances.
What are the odds that two Russian oligarchs with connections to the Kremlin and the oil industry decide to kill themselves within 24 hours of each other? And what are the odds that four have since done so since Putin invaded Ukraine?
Another mysterious death of someone who spoke out against Putin's war. Ravel Maganov. He was the boss of one of Russia's major oil companies, Lukoil, and just recently, his company called for an end to the conflict in Ukraine.
Ivan Pechorin, managing director of the Corporation for the Development of the Far East and the Arctic. On September 10th, regional media reported that he was found drowned. There were some reports about possible boating accident, but there is mystery around this and suspicion. Suspected suicide, reported stabbing. Suspected suicide, reported stabbing. Murder-suicide, falling from window.
A lot of these people seem to be falling out of windows, which is the official excuse here as well. So it seems that windows in Russia is literally the most dangerous place you can possibly be. But in all seriousness, this is a really ham-fisted way to intimidate the opposition, to make sure that everyone knows that anyone that even thinks about speaking out against the regime, against the war in Ukraine, is going to come to an untimely death.
USA Today put out an incredible report back in 2017 in which they documented 38 cases of prominent Russians who had died suspiciously in the previous 3 years. They included 10 high-profile critics of Putin, 7 diplomats, 6 associates of Kremlin power brokers, 13 military or political leaders involved in the conflict over eastern Ukraine. 12 were shot, stabbed, or beaten to death. 6 were blown up. 1 died of mysterious head injuries. 1 reportedly slipped and hit his head in a public bath. 1 was hanged in a jail cell, and 1 died after drinking coffee, end quote. The other 16 were reported as either natural causes or unknown. The Committee to Protect Journalists says that in the 22 years that Putin has been in power, 25 Russian journalists have been murdered. A whole bunch of them apparently just fell out of windows.
Many of Putin's so-called close allies are dead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And some army generals are fired or maybe dead soon, who knows? Okay, first fired and then maybe dead. Accidentally, yeah? Car accident. Or even die in the Arctic. They fell down from the yacht or whatever. How? Huh? And die. Just like that. Not just falling down from the high building in the city, but even in the Arctic. No building until can fall and die. Yeah, you know all that. Terrible. I just always shake my head whenever I have to pass through all this news. I just shake my head. Humans are so pitiful. My God, please wake up, please wake up, please wake up. Many times we have spoken about, for example, Ukraine war. It's unjustified.
Yes.
Before that, some world leaders were very undecided. Some were even siding with Russia. But they changed, like Macron went to Ukraine and has been different viewpoints and expressed different opinions about the war.
Yes.
Yeah, he was for Ukraine then.
Yes.
And even most recently, he slammed the table with his hand, accusing Russia of imperialism.
Oh.
He was very angry at Russia, expressing his anger at Russia's imperialism.
Those who would like to mimic the fight of the non-aligned by refusing to express themselves clearly are mistaken. The combat of the non-aligned movement is a combat for peace. They fought for peace. They fought for the sovereignty of states, for the territorial integrity of everybody. This is the fight of the non-aligned. Those who are keeping silent today actually are in a way complicit with the cause of a new imperialism, of a contemporary cynicism, which is trampling over the current order, without which peace is not possible.
And before, India had never said anything against Russia, but also recently in the UN meeting Putin, the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Modi, also told Russia off. He said this is not the time for war.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and even Xi Jinping of Great China also criticized Putin, having no support for Putin.
Yes.
They all kind of stay away or something. Most of these important leaders, they cut Putin off. You can see that.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
And now even the president of China, Xi Jinping, told Japan that China treasures or values bilateral relationship with Japan. Yeah, they have been, in like the Cold War for a long time now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now he says such thing. And he also says something very good in Hong Kong. Yeah. Not threatening or harsh words when he visited Hong Kong last time.
Yes.
Meaning very peaceful and accepting the relationship.
Yes.
Not like any enmity or anything threatening or disharmony between Hong Kong and China policy. And then also he said something about Taiwan, like Taiwan could also have a different social system. Meaning, okay, you do yours, we do ours, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, we all mind our own business. It's a very peace-encouraging kind of talk.
Yes, Master.
And the United Nations Secretary General, Mr. Guterres, is also condemning Russia, and the annexation. And many other leaders also openly say we will not recognize Russia's claim of territory in Ukraine.
Yes, that's right.
The Russian Federation is one of the 5 permanent members of the Security Council, shares a particular responsibility to respect the Charter. Any decision to proceed with the annexation of Donetsk Luhansk, Kherson, and Zaporizhia regions of Ukraine would have no legal value and deserves to be condemned. It cannot be reconciled with the international legal framework.
Even Xi Jinping is also kind of disapproving of it, according to the news, if I read it right. For example, like that. These things are very nice.
Yes, very encouraging.
I mean, better news, no?
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
It feels the world is safer with some leaders who kind of understand the relationship between each other, between humans on this planet, and try to smooth things out and have peace with each other. And this relationship should be cultivated, Yeah.
That's right.
And today I read that the royal workers in England, they even wrote their expression to the fans of Her Royal Highness Princess Diana, telling them to move on, meaning do not keep clinging to 20-something years ago about the relationship and their support of Princess Diana and going against the now Queen Consort. They say something like, let it go. The Queen Consort has also done her best, and King Charles too, and them should leave them alone.
Yes, that's right, Master.
They never say such thing before, you know that, right?
Yes.
And now they seem to support King Charles III and the Queen Consort. That's the way they should be, So they even express their opinion, telling the fans of the royals to just move on, forget the past.
Yes.
Yeah, do not cling to the past.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, that's good news.
Yes, very encouraging news.
Yeah, good for King Charles, so that he can do his job better.
Yes,
Master.
Yes.
And for that, Queen Consort Camilla is supporting him, giving him some encouraging energy, yeah.
Yes.
She has been doing that. And according to the news, she has been encouraging at least 50% of all Prince Charles' endeavors in the past.
Wow, yes.
Giving him encouragement, giving him support.
That's right, Master, yes.
It sounds familiar, no? What you have heard just recently, right?
Sounds familiar, yes. Yes.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah. Also, even Turkey's President Erdogan, he's also kind of being away from Russia, staying away and keeps distance now by different means. And many other countries before are supposed to be, allies with Russia in Asia. Now they don't want. Now they're leaning toward America.
Right.
So some of this news I just happened to see. I shared with you, in a compact kind of report so that you have a little bit of comfort. And many leaders change their attitudes and change their opinions and their viewpoints to the good ones.
Yes, Master.
So just some good news for you to feel a little cheered up.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you.
Good news is rare to find, so okay, treasure them.
Yes, Master.
And I hope all this will translate into more positive actions and energy from everyone and influence others as well who are still undecided or who don't know what to think for the right thing,
Yes, Master. We hope so.
Still holding on to their narrow opinions or wrong concepts. And I thank God for helping us, for helping me to say the right things. Otherwise, the world could get worse, in deeper trouble. I just hope that I do anything possible to help humans and the animal people. That's all I can say. No matter how I feel, how bad it affects me and everything. Sometimes the karmic burden, which is being measured out in the astral level, also affect my body sometimes. Not as bad as in the astral body and form, but sometimes it affects me very much. It's bearable. Not that people can see it. It's bearable. And I do anything I can to help the poor humans and the poor animal people.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
I don't thank me at all. I don't feel that is good enough. You see, it's not as good as my expectation. I don't feel that you should thank me or anything, because I don't feel satisfied enough to receive your thanks. I'm just thanking God or whatever favor He can bestow upon us humans, and spare us and spare the animals, both kingdoms, from further suffering, and enlighten them, lift them up. I do anything. That's all I can say. It is good to hear all these leaders expressing their peace, encouraging attitude and viewpoint. And it's also really very, very, very good for them. Good merit will be bestowed from heaven for whomever avoids war and or encourages peace between humans and other beings, and between nations. So I feel happy for them. Maybe they don't know it, but I know they will have a lot of worthy merit from heaven's grace. All right. Okay. Thank you for your hard work.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thanks, Master. Thanks, God.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you, all of you, the Supreme Master Television working team, for all your hard work, your dedication. I'm always grateful that God has given me good helpers, good assistants like you guys. God bless. God love.
God bless, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you again.
Most merciful Master, we are profoundly thankful for your unconditional care and dedication to bettering our world with all your loving efforts, despite many persistent obstructions. We send our heartfelt prayers for humanity's urgent awakening to live in accordance with heaven's laws and quickly achieve a more compassionate and fully peaceful coexistence on earth, in honor of God's endless benevolence and grace. Wishing cherished Master to be always well and eternally protected by all divine majestic beings. To learn more of what Master had to say about the importance of following her thoughtful and caring advice on how to protect ourselves from COVID, and also to hear a story exemplifying how Master's daily life requires her constant vigilance for her security, please tune in on Monday, October 17th, 2022 to Between Master and Disciples for the full broadcast of this conference. Also, for your reference, please check out the previous related fly-in news or Between Master and Disciples conferences, such as Between Master and Disciples, Supreme Master Qinghai's thoughts on the urgent situation in Ukraine. The world left Ukraine to fight alone. Governments worldwide must stand with Ukraine. Powerful countries must be courageous and help Ukraine, etc. To view these and more related fly-in news and Between Master and Disciples conferences, all free for download, please visit SupremeMasterTV.com and search for Supreme Master Qinghai's Plea.